Dear friends and members of the Kition Planetarium Observatory, I would like to officially welcome you to this online Science Cafe session. As all of you know, every 2 weeks, every second Tuesday, we do an online Science Cafe. So welcome tonight. We have a space exhibition next to the Planetarium Theater, and we have all sorts of memorabilia from space food, flight insignia, meteorites, and a lot of other things. Last week, actually, we took the advantage of these COVID measures to upgrade our exhibition. So we have enriched the exhibition with coins, and we are trying to enrich now with banknotes as well. We've put a very special banknote at the moment. And some of them are very rare, some of them are collectibles, some of them are just parts of milestones of history that are there to remind us some very important events for space explorations, astronomy, and science in general. So we are all ears.
Thank you. Thank you very much, George. It's a really good opportunity to show what so interesting appeared new in our exhibition planetarium. Let's start with an island. Not many people know that there are a few islands in Atlantic Ocean. It is Azores, and they are formerly part of Portugal, but in fact they are independent. And this is for the first year of autonomy, independence of Azores. They issued a coin with stars around, and what the most impressive is the sun rising above the sea. Oh, sorry, sea. There is no sea there, above the ocean. Well, and you saw that picture at the beginning from Azores Islands. So it's they're proud. So they show the sun over the ocean and some stars around, which has some connection with astronomy. Partly it is decoration, partly it is part of symbol of country. Sun again could be observed on a coin from Italy. This one was dedicated to many hundreds years of birth of Dante, one of the famous poet. And here we could see the sun and surrounded with stars. A bit interesting picture because of not many people could see stars when the sun is over horizon. But here is an imagination. And this one is really interesting one. This one is from Georgia. It's small coin. You may get it for change, 20 tetri. But here we see one of the oldest image representation of the sun, which is named Borjagali. And it has 7 rays, which were later, not 7,000 years before Common Era, but much later. It was associated with 7 planets. And because of it happened later, let's say about the 5th century before Common Era, that's why before that period, 7 rays was not obligatory only 7. There were other numbers. So it was standardized, let's say canonized, like 7 rays only about around the middle of the 1st century, millennia before Common Era. And this symbol, Tree of Life, it appeared during Christianization of Georgia, so much later. At the same time, in Kition Planetarium Observatory, it was already discussed that Tree of Life should be connected with the idea of sun creation, of burn of the sun, god of the sun, during the total solar eclipse. So that's why we have this connection. So this connection was with total solar eclipse of Tree of Life was discovered by Kition Planetarium Observatory, and it lays in much deeper level than I believe those people who draw this image on the coin. They know that there should be shown on a coin, but they did not understand the astronomical meaning of it. That's what I believe. So our next development of planetarium idea of is that which moment people lost connection of the symbol Tree of Life with total solar eclipse. Maybe it happened on the first millennia before Common Era. Maybe it happened during medieval times. So we don't know yet now, but we know that this bridge was lost. Well, about the sun, so sometimes the sun is the coat of arms in many countries, like in the Soviet Union, for example. Here we have many astronomical symbols. The sun illuminated on the earth and the sky above it. And sometimes the sun is the name of a currency even. For example, in Peru, Sol means the sun. And due to currency reform, it appeared not just Sol, but new Sol. So it's Nova Sol. And if we look on the obverse of the coin, we would see interesting realm as well. It is a cornucopia, horn of plenty. And this horn of plenty come from a god under the name Capella, in Latinized name, and now it is a star on the sky. If you look at this picture, here is the dome of Kition Planetarium Observatory and the comet which was observed this summer, right next to Capella. So it's not just picture of Capella, it's special picture. It's Capella together with a comet. If you did not see this comet last moment, you may wait a few thousand years and it will appear on the sky again. So anyway, so we see that not only the sun could be on astronomical connection and been put on the coin, but even for many of us, this symbol cornucopia is connected with astronomy as well. You might see it as a star on the sky. Sometimes the sun is depicted like a part of landscape, like here, for example, in India or in Madagascar, rising sun. And again, on Madagascar, we may see a star like a decoration symbol. Cerro Rico of Potosi is a mountain in Bolivia. Cyprus is known for copper, and Bolivia is known for, due to this mountain, for silver. This is the richest silver ore ever found on the earth. And Bolivia put on its coin image of this very mountain illuminated by the sun. Oh, sorry, by the sun. And all the symbols are on Bolivia coat of arms as well, together with some stars. And the stars repeated here as well. Again, so what's really interesting is that the sun has a face. And it's another story, I believe, that when we collected enough numismatic material in Kition Planetarium Observatory, we'll discuss more about faces on Latin America coins. Because of this face of the sun, for example, it appeared on old image. You may see Martin de Murua draw it in 1613, and this sun image of the sun represent God Inti, God of the sun. And have a look how the sun is shown, so the sun has face, and its rays are straight and curve, straight, curve, straight, curve. Not always the same amount of rays are on coins. There are some different types of them. For example, this image is practically repeated again on the anniversary coin of Argentina. So again, straight ray, curved ray, straight ray, curved rays. And on this coin, we could, on this part of the same coin, we could see together with the stars about the coat of arms, the same image of the sun, but this time the sun look on from the sky on the earth, and that's why the face rotated. It's not so clear on this very picture, but when you come and look at the coin itself, you may notice that the face of the sun is really shown, but it's very small, small part of the of this area has. The very first coin made by Argentina is depicted again 1 in 1 inside, like on the gold field, on the modern coin of 1 peso 2010. And it repeats the very first one. And you may see again the same image of the sun with the similar sun of face of the sun. And in Asia, the area where Buddhism is widely spread, we may see 2 images of the sun and the moon together simultaneously. Same is repeated on 2 rupees from Sri Lanka. We could see image, let's show the part of the coat of arms. Here it's clearly larger. So here is the face of moon and the sun. It's easy to see again both the sun and the moon on the coins of Nepal because of their symbols, state symbols, and that's why they repeat it constantly everywhere on official issues, like coins here. We have one interesting point, which is a bit side of our main line, sun and moon, celestial objects, is chronology. Coins represent chronology as well, and it's really impressive because of due to chronology on coins, we may reconstruct, for example, many periods of human history without gaps. And every nation make its own chronology according to its own tradition. And in Nepal, they use Vikram Samvat era. So that era, 2063, means 2006 in Gregorian calendar. So sometimes a bit later we will not see coins with other eras, not just with Georgian calendar. Okay, let's come to the moon. In Barbados, in Barbados they have a lighthouse which was erected there 1 year after the exhibition, universal exhibition in London, and next year they put it, they disassemble this lighthouse and then assemble it on island of Barbados on South Point, and now it is a landmark, and it appeared on the coins as well. 5 cents repeated, practically 1 in 1. And if we have rays of the lighthouse, it means that it should be dark. And that's why my reconstruction is that this very disk should represent the moon. And some clouds. So very interesting way how to restore that. Yes, there is the image of the moon. Let's have a look at a very tiny island. So this is Palau country. It consists of 14,000 people who live at Palau. And they were the very first, so this is the island of Palau, and it is the very first country which started to produce coins with MNL on coin. And it started in 1993, then 1994, and so on. So every year they issued one coin after another, with enamel on a coin. So, and on $1 of Palau, we may see here a really interesting, impressive landscape from with the lunar disk over the ocean and Nautilus in the ocean. Byzantium, it's a Greek city, and it is known for its own symbol, the star and the moon. And this is a representation of the symbol from the 1st century before Common Era, and it is believed that it appeared in the 3rd century before Common Era. And later it was adopted by Muslim countries like national symbol. And we could see, for example, in Malaysia, the same symbol, so the moon and the star on its background, and the same for Maldives. Here we could see even it even repeated many times. So the main symbol and twice here. And what's interesting story behind it is that, yes, in Byzantium, the star was behind the lunar disk completely. And later in some of Muslim countries, they moved, and it happened in last century, they moved the star behind the projection of lunar disk. So now the star is a bit farther in order for it to illuminate next to the moon, not to be visible through the moon, which is astronomically is not possible. In a planetarium collection, now we have only one constellation represented completely. And here we could see the ISS on the background of Big Dipper. This happened in 2017 when we, in Kition Planetarium Observatory. So here we could see the track of ISS. And this very Big Dipper could be visible on Sweden coins almost every time when they decided to put on the coins the complete coat of arms. Sometimes it is just 3 crowns, that's why not much to see, but sometimes it is complete one. And the small shield, which is named in a scutcheon, so it has the image of the house of Bernadotte and from France. So the story of appearance of this house is very simple. In 1818, the country had to choose new king, and the roots of this king was house of Bernadotte. And later, in the middle of 19th century, they added to this coat of arms 7 stars of the Big Dipper asterism. So now we could see it. So you may see it even on the coin itself. And to see it, in fact, we choose the largest coin possible in size, because of otherwise you would not even notice it. And let's come to space exploration. It's a really impressive part of our exhibition. As humans started to dream about space exploration since ancient times. And here we could see Daedalus and Icarus from the 5th century gold bulla. And real steps in space explorations happened in 1951 when we launched the first Sputnik 1. And 10 years later, the Soviet Union issued a coin dedicated to this, not dedicated, depicted this Sputnik 1. And actually, it's not Sputnik 1 itself, it's just 10 years of the space era. And this is a monument to conquest of space. And again, we could see the sun here and really interesting artistic solution around the Earth as part of the coat of arms, rocket orbiting. And what's really interesting, this coin is small by size, but it has very significant meaning because of it is the very first coin dedicated to space exploration, to real space explorations that ever made by humans. So that's why it's impressive for us. And of course, the Soviet Union and later Russia regular when the next anniversary of 1961, the first man in space happened, they issued coins dedicated to this event. So now we could see the 40th anniversary of Gagarin's flight. And space exploration awaked next important event, the man on the moon, awaked the coinage of large coin in the United States. It started in 1971, and before that, the large coin, the country, the last time issued in 1935. So many years there was a gap in large coins. There was no, it was not issued anymore for many years. So they chose a really important event, 1969, the first man on the moon. And that's why it was decided to use this very insignia on the coin itself. The only thing which was added, as you could see, the 13 stars around eagle. So it is connected with the main idea of the United States because of the country started from the first 13 states. That's why to repeat 13 stars is common sign on in numismatics of the United States. And you may notice that on the insignia, the Earth is partly visible, and on the coin it is completely shown. It was repeated again on smaller size coin because of mostly because of people did not like large size coin because of time pass, and this time large coin is too large for pockets. And it doesn't became not silver anymore. Silver stopped to be in circulation in 1970s, in the very beginning of 1970s. That's why it lost so much of its significance, and it was decided to change the size of the coin into smaller one. And this why this time the 13 stars appeared again on the reverse, on the obverse, on the obverse of the coin. And the United States celebrated its 200 years of anniversary of independence in 1976. It was very great celebration. This is a photo from Manhattan that very night. And again, they issued coins dedicated to the event, and two of them were in circulation. One with John Kennedy, who announced in 1962 the lunar program of the United States. That's why he is interesting for us, like father of space exploration of the United States, let's say, and inspiration for it. And another one, another side, another coin is $1, and it has really two impressive images. The first one is Liberty Bell, which is the beginning of country existence, and then on the behind it is the moon, which is the main achievement of the country during those 200 years. So really impressive image and with much meaning. This is picture taken from Marshall Islands, not by me, unfortunately, or maybe I'll have chance one day. So Marshall Islands, here I show you where is it, because of most probably many of you just today learned that such islands exist. So it is in they're in Pacific Ocean, and they issued many, really many coins dedicated to space exploration. And in our collection, maybe that's the reason why there is at least one of them in our collection, because of many types were issued. And finally we got it, one of it. And this one is dedicated to the 10 years of Space Shuttle Columbia. It was issued in 1991, and the shuttle is famous for many things which it made, but I wanted to emphasize, for example, the one here, the Chandra X-ray Observatory was launched, was deployed in space by shuttle Columbia. This is, I believe, yes, this is the Soviet Union Salyut 6 spaceship, space station actually, and next to it there is a docked Soyuz next number. And in 1978 there was a intercosmos program, due to which Zygmunt Yen was visited this station, and the launch happened on the 26th of August, and on the 28th of August, this coin was issued during the flight itself. So Zygmunt Yen still was in space, and the coin was already in circulation. So really impressive. So the good way how it happened in Germany. Well, so he was on the spaceship during 1 week. At that time, he made many experiments, conducted many experiments. One of them was with growing crystals, so most probably crystals of proteins or something like that. So the most the way is microgravity, where it's more or less easy to do than on the Earth. Well, and space exploration you may find on the coin when you visit Morocco. This is modern coin, so it's right now in circulation. We may see a star symbol of Morocco, and here we could see telecommunication satellite, and on the background of the Earth shown like a globe, just in general view. Okay, so here we have a repeating again of this globe on another coin of 20 centimeters from Morocco, and again the star, state symbol of country. The Earth is shown in many ways on many coins. For example, this one from Portugal with uncommon face value, €2.50. Not just 2, not 5, no, 2.5. Okay, 2.5. And here we could see on one side the image of the Earth. Somewhere here there is Portugal, and on the other side there is China, where the Olympic Games happened in 2008. So they show two sides of coin with two sides of the globe. And San Marino is a small country inside Italy. Oh, I could show you where is it. Here is Italy, here somewhere here there is San Marino. So San Marino show the globe of the representation of the Earth and the sphere of fixed stars, just stars around, kind of decoration. Stars are visible on as part of decoration on many coins, or a part of official symbols. And this picture was taken from CYPRUS with comet Virtanen, with many stars around. And so here we know already Morocco. We have many coins in our exhibition of Morocco. So this is a state symbol. It's repeated again like decoration. And in Netherlands, we could see 6 stars, and each star represent. Netherlands Antilles, and each star represent each island of the country. Later, Aruba decided to be independent, and they started to show only 5 stars. So the history changed, happened, events, and change is represented on coins. And Ghana shown the coin with star, for example, as part of coat of arms, and here it is just decoration. It illuminates a book with national resources and map of Ghana and so on. And this coin, I did not know that we have guest from Thessaloniki, but I have to show this larnax of Philip II, which was found in Virginia, and now it is in Thessaloniki. And we may see on the top of it a star, which is star of Macedonian kings, and Alexander the Great was one of them, and that's why we could see here the symbol of Star of Virginia on one side, and the most famous king of Macedonians, Alexander the Great, on the other side. And you may not see that it is depicted very almost precisely like it was shown on the larnax. Yeah, so you may see that this decoration is repeated again here as well. And Democritus, he was the father of atomic idea that all the world was everything consists of atoms. And this model was just imagination. It was proved only about 2000 years later after his guessing. And another one is Copernicus. So we have coins dedicated to people themselves. And this coin with Copernicus, it was put in circulation. So those days you may get it on change. But again, it is really impressive coin. It has interesting significance. This, from as far as I know, this is the very first coin in the world which was dedicated to a scientist. So to dedicate coin to any scientist, this tradition happened not many years ago, just about 50 years, no more. Of course, we may say that there are some exclusions, like, for example, Napoleon. There are many coins with Napoleon because he was a leader of country, and that's why he's portrait on every coin. And but he is famous. His portrait is on coin not because of his scientist, but because of his politician, let's say. But at the same time, he is scientist because of there in planimetry there is a theorem of Napoleon because of he made his contribution. Yes, there is such theorem. Or for example, Ulugh he built an observatory, and he is famous for his astronomical research. But later, political changes happened in his country, and he was chosen to be Khan. That's why coins bear Khan name, so they can bear name of Ulugh. But again, he is there not because of his scientist, but because of his he became political figure. So when we speak about to be on coin, because of scientific achievements, Copernicus coin, this warrior coin, is the very first in human history. And the sun is represented as the image, as allegory on the Egyptian coin with Sphinx, for example, because of Ayman Ibrahim. In his research, he proved that Sphinx is a representation of the sun during total solar eclipse. And here is a picture of total solar eclipse from expedition of Kition Planetarium Observatory to the United States. And as continuation of the Ayman Ibrahim model, the pyramids should represent the connection of Pharaoh with the sun, with the god sun, as symbol of Ben, stone Ben. And the tops of pyramids are known to be named Ben stones. So Ben stone is one of phases of total solar eclipse. So that's why these two coins are deeply connected with the sun, though it's not so obviously depicted on the coins themselves. Dolmens Pouquelaye de Faldeuil in San Martin, it is in Jersey. If I pronounce correctly, I'm sorry. So these dolmens are known because of their for their astronomical meaning as well, because of their, not only because that they are orientated according to the sides east, west, south, north, but because of some of stones are situated in a special position for astronomical meanings. Anyway, that's because of their on the coins, and we believe that they have astronomical, these dolmens were used as observatories. We put them in a collection of Kition Planetarium Observatory. The continuation of observatories is this very building. It is St. Michael Church. And John Benzenberg in 1802, he conducted an experiment during which he made one interesting proof. He found the highest place that ever he could find. It occurred to be St. Michael Church in Hamburg. So he threw a body from the top of this church and look where it fell down. And during the flight of this body, the Earth rotated a bit. And that's why this body fell not precisely under the place where it should be fell, but a bit on the side. The first calculations of the results of this experiment were conducted by Carl Gauss. After, again, it's 1802, Carl Gauss right now found out the next position of asteroid, now we name it asteroid, those days it was planet Ceres. It was just discovered, and then people lost it, and Carl Gauss calculated correctly where it should be, and they found it at the place where Gauss pointed out. So Gauss became famous in astronomy, and Johann Benzenberg asked him to help with the results. And Gauss showed that yes, indeed, this experiment proved that the Earth rotated. So this was the very first direct experiment ever conducted by humans to show that the Earth rotates. Later we developed a Foucault pendulum, but it happened half a century later. And in Germany, there is 2 euro coins. You may see it's not very picturesque condition. It's just from pocket. We didn't get better yet. And so you been in Europe, you may get it in any place like for change, and this coin has special meaning for us. And sometimes on coins we have direct images of observatories, like Burakan Observatory in Armenia, 50 drams, or pyramid of the sun could be appeared. No, it already was struck on a coin in Mexico. Here it is. You may compare. I believe almost everything is repeated precisely. And now we have sunstone depicted almost completely on all modern currency of Mexico. So sunstone is from Aztec period, and it is huge. It's larger than a human in size, and it has a central part. It depicts on 10 peso coin. Here it is, and 10 cent is this tiny part of it. Okay, let's look. Yes, here we have it, and so on. So you may see all parts of it. And in our collection, we have now not all of them yet, but 10 peso, 5 peso, 10 cents, and centavos, sorry, 10 centavos and 50 centavos coins. So I believe that's all for what we have in our exhibition. Some more items left behind. I did not put it here just because of to save time. Yes, and it is correct. And I wanted to say special thanks to Katia Dimitriou for her picture of the sun in H alpha rays, which are put here and was used in this presentation. That's all.
Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alexander.
I have a question about the slide with the Sphinx, the Egyptian coins.
Yeah, I think I could get it. Yeah, here it is.
It's nearby. On the obverse side, do you think this is the egg?
This one, it requires more research for me, and I left it especially for Ayman Ibrahim because of he promised to print his book last December. So most probably he will explain more. But indeed, it could be the sun with rays around. So why not?
It's an interesting shape. It looks like an egg, maybe.
Yeah, I see it not. This is artistic solution for this coin to round it, but usually I saw it in this way. Let me see how to draw it. Yeah, like this. Maybe I should stop sharing and show it. Usually it is straight.
Okay.
Two winds around, but the idea is still the same. So around some circle, and it could be again solar corona during total solar eclipse. But it's our vision. Let's ask other specialists about the development of this symbol. As far as I know, it's not so ancient as pyramid texts, so it could be much later. Okay, some more questions? I think Jim could recognize many places where he was in our collection.
Yeah, some of those, yes.
Like Egypt. But, I mean, not this very coin, but Egypt, the country.
Yes.
Ghana, I believe.
Correct. Sri Lanka.
Yeah, and Sri Lanka, yes.
And Maldives as well.
Really? I did not know that yet.
Well, they're just nearby each other.
Yeah, and the Maldives coin, again, this is part of the country symbol, so it's part of coat of arms, and we choose when it is coat of arms, it's better to show something large, so we choose the largest coin possible to find. That one is not for circulation, it was commemorative for collectors, but anyway it shows something large, so you may clearly see the crescent and the star.
I'm really impressed that you found the Big Dipper on
Yeah, yeah, on that side.
inside the inset
Yes.
of the you must have a very good good eyes.
It's not only to have good eyes, it requires even understanding why the symbol appeared. Because of this symbol should be known from a heraldry, or how you call it's pronounced, so from another science to understand, oh yeah, it should appear here, and here it is. Okay, when we found that that this symbol should be on coin, we started to look for again the largest, because if otherwise people would not see it.
So in 2 weeks' time, we have a presentation by our space scientist, Mrs. Katie Dimitriou. Katie will talk about 2021 Mars exploration. So as I mentioned earlier in the beginning, before this session when we were chatting, there's a lot of things going on this year on Mars. We have the Perseverance looking for life or organic matter, and we have the first 3 flights up to now of a helicopter. It flew up to 5 meters height. So we will have the Chinese at they are orbiting at the moment the planet, so they will be landing in or I believe in the first or second week of May. So all this and many more things like the production of oxygen on Mars, and so this will be for sure in our next session, 2 weeks time from today, 11th of May. Same time, 7 o'clock, CYPRUS local time. And on the 25th of May, we will have our friend and colleague, Takis Theodosiou from Greece. He's the Vice President of IMCA. He's a specialist in meteorites. He was going to talk to us about meteorites in general and how they use them to produce coins, explain a bit some few things about meteorites, and also I will ask him to present to us our book, his book. They published a book. We have it here at the planetarium twice, and it's a very nice book. It's published in Greek and in English, if I'm not mistaken. So don't miss next events. So hope to see you again soon. Thank you for joining.